Hey everybody, what's up? How you doing? It's short time. You know how we do it every Saturday and every Sunday. Though we've not been attending to some of our live streams, so because of some things here and there, so we've not been doing live streams for the past 2 weeks, I think. But guys, thanks so much. Thanks so much for coming this Sunday. I decided let me talk to my people, and you know what we always talk about: health, wellness, and fitness. But thanks so much for joining, wherever you're joining us from. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Thanks for streaming us. We are based in Uganda, and your host is Geros, straight outer Geros Fitness. So, guys, feel free to come in. Feel free to share us out, share this stream with your friends on your socials so that we can have an amazing audience. And of course, make sure that you get your notebook so that you can, take some notes here and there and learn something, not just coming and watching. Just make sure that you learn something out of this very live stream. But if you're in position to share me out to your friends, please do that. We're getting started in a minute. The early birds already see you. NK Esther, you're still waiting. I don't know if you're here. In that base Nagasha, I hope you're okay. You're silent. Following, I see you. Felicia's Journey. Hey, what's up? Hi, do thanks for coming through. Mama Remy UG, Mami Way Uganda. How you doing? How is everything? I see you. Thanks for joining in, guys. So make sure that you like this stream, you share it out so that we can have an amazing audience. If you have questions, it's fine. You can ask any question and I'll get to you in your living room. So today's topic, basically, guys, we're talking about hormones that the moment you fix these hormones, then you're going to have a permanent weight loss journey. There's some instances, actually, most people who start on weight loss journeys, they always want to use hacks. Most of them, they want quick fixes, but the problem, sometimes these quick fixes, they work for them, but the problem is they cannot maintain the weight loss for some time. So after losing pounds of weight here and there, then they regain back all the weight, maybe after 6 months or after 1 year. And just simply because you simply use the fix, you could not, maintain your weight loss permanently. But for us here, our goal is to make sure that you're living a healthy life with your normal weight, making sure that you're healthy for your lifetime. We're not saying be healthy for the next, 1 year or 2 years. We're basically here to make sure that you're living a healthy lifestyle. Layers Life, thanks for joining in. I see you. I see you. I see you. So your body largely is controlled by hormones. I mean, the way our bodies run, it's run by hormones. So for you to fix weight loss, weight gain, and all that, then you have to fix the hormones that are perhaps imbalanced in your body right now. And in this live stream, basically, I want to share with you the hormones that you need to fix and what you should do to actually fix these hormones. So keep tuned. Do not go anywhere. We're getting started in a flash. But if you're in a position to share me out, please share me out so that we can have an amazing audience right here. Mami Remy UG was saying hi to Leah. Hope she's there. Hope she's doing well. And we're getting started in a minute. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask your questions in the live chat. I'll be attending to all the questions. And you guys tell me if I'm loud enough or if I'm audible enough so that we can get started. And if you're just joined us, please make sure that you let us know that you're here in the live chat so that I can give you a shout out. Anita JZ256, you're saying I no longer see you. You're talking to me or somebody else, but I'm around. No worries. Thanks so much for the thumbs up, Anita JZ. Thanks so much. Miss Independent UG, are you independent forever or you just independent only here? Oh, thanks so much. You guys, you can hear me. So without wasting your time, guys, let's start on this. This is going to be like a short live stream, maybe 30 minutes, 1 hour. I don't intend to make it long so that we can go and attend maybe other people's live streams if there are any or other premieres. So guys, I was saying that if you've just joined us, our bodies, they basically depend on hormones. Our bodies run on hormones. So how you live, your looks and everything is controlled by hormones. And these hormones basically, these are chemicals that are produced from one part of the body and they have an effect on the other part of the body. So some of them, they are produced directly through the ducts. Some others, they are just spilled into blood and they go and act somewhere else where they find their receptors and then can influence the receptors and have an action on your body. So the first hormone that I want to talk about, guys, is insulin. And I know we've talked about insulin on this channel for some time. If you've been around, if you've been part of our family, we've basically talked about this very hormone for some time. And basically, insulin, this is a hormone that is produced by your pancreas. So in your pancreas, we have some cells, we have the alpha cells and the beta cells. So you have beta cells producing your insulin. So they produce this insulin every time you eat food. So let it be fats, let it be protein, let it be carbohydrates. But much of the insulin is basically produced when you consume a lot of sugar and carbohydrate stuff. Of course, moderate with protein and the least with fats. But what happens is insulin is also a storage hormone. We basically call it a fat storage hormone. Insulin is a hormone that tells your body to start storing fat, right? So for you to lose weight or to lose fat, you have to make sure that your insulin levels are actually low so that you're not storing fat, you're instead burning fat. So when your insulin is actually high, you're basically not losing fat or you're not burning fat. You are instead gaining fat or storing fat. So if you want to lose any fat on any part of your body, number one hormone to fix is insulin. So insulin, every time you eat sugar, it makes sure that insulin comes in and drives that sugar into either storage, fat storage, or glycogen storage. So we want to do as much as we can so that this insulin does not drive our fat into storage. I mean the sugar into storage. So what do you need to do? Number one, you need to minimize on your sugar intake. So stuff like liquid sugars, talk about beverages, sodas, and all that stuff. You want to, completely cut it out of your diet. Talk about stuff like high glycemic food, stuff like eating a lot of rice all the time, a lot of sweet potato, a lot of basically carbohydrates. Of course, they stimulate your insulin and is always high all the time. So instead of losing fat, you're basically storing fat, right? Papa just say, so guys, I'm the only fat one here. Oh my God. So I'm sorry, there's a lot of science in all this, but one thing you should know that if you're really interested in transforming your body, you basically need to know some of these things so that it is easier for you and you basically know what you're doing. So you don't want to start, transforming your body blindly, and most people, that's why they do, and they end up, not seeing results, and they hate the whole process. So we're here to try of, kind of break these things into a language that you can understand, so that when you start on your weight loss journey, you basically have a knowledge on what you're going into. So one hormone that you should put into your account is insulin. And of course, people who don't take this insulin serious, and then you're ever storing You want to cut weight, you're ever storing fat, you know what results? These are the people that end up with a lot of insulin resistance, end up with diabetes. So people with diabetes, that's how they develop diabetes. So they basically eat a lot of sugar for, of course, you're not going to eat sugar today and then tomorrow you wake up with diabetes. You've perhaps had a million meals of sugar or 10 millions, I don't know, uncountable. So by the time you develop insulin resistance, you've basically been taking a lot of sugar stuff for some time. Your insulin has been high over time, or something we call hyperinsulinemia. So it has developed resistance. It can no longer drive that sugar into storage. So that sugar is, kind of floating in your blood. And of high sugar, your body cannot work with high sugar. So we have to come in and start you on medications to help put down your sugar. So Antages is saying you're 89 kilograms. Oh, yeah, we need to do something. We need to talk. And that's why you need to grow yourself on this channel. Brenda UG, what's up? Thanks for joining in. I see you. I see you. I see you. So that's the number one hormone, insulin. The one way you can fix it, minimize on carbohydrates or start on what you call low carb. Cut out all the sugars, all the beverage drinks, all that stuff, sodas and all that stuff, chocolates and all that. Make sure that you cut them out of your diet so that you're not having a lot of insulin floating in your blood. The moment insulin is high, then you're storing fat instead of actually burning fat. In a minute, you're going to see your central obesity, your belly fat is over there, and now you start, crying on how to lose it. So it's very, very important that you start fixing it now by eating eating protein, maybe eating a lot of foods with a lot of fiber, so that the absorption of sugar is low and has, does not have that marked effect on your insulin, right? So that's hormone number one. Hormone number two is called leptin. How I wish this was a video and I'm able to write for you these hormones and you see them. Maybe perhaps I'll edit this live stream and get a video and edit it for you. So leptin, this is regarded as a satiety hormone. So every time you eat, this hormone is released, and it's released by your fat cells. And otherwise, you guys would be eating like forever. But that's when you reach at a point and you feel satisfied. And the hormone that tells you to stop eating is this leptin. So leptin is produced by your fat cells and it goes to the brain and it, takes down your appetite. So this one works in conjunction with the hypothalamus, which controls your appetite. So when your leptin hormone is high, of course, it goes and stimulates the hypothalamus to, cut off your appetite and stop eating. Otherwise, you would eat like forever if that hormone was not there. But what happens in the people, especially those who are obese and overweight, they tend to have high of this hormone, which basically means that they end up getting resistance of this hormone. So the moment you develop something we call leptin resistance, it means that every time you eat, your fat cells, yes, they are producing leptin, but your leptin has no effect on the brain. So your appetite is high, which means you're going to overeat. So guys, the more you overeat, the more fat you gain. That's basically it. So you want to fix your leptin as well. And the only way you can fix your leptin, also when your insulin is high, then you're also getting leptin issues. So if you fix your insulin, most likely your leptin will be fixed. So stuff that help fix your insulin will fix your leptin as well. So leptin is a satiety hormone, and this is the hormone that tells you that you're now full. So we call it a satiety hormone. When you eat food and you're already feeling full, that's the hormone that tells you, please, can you stop eating? that's when the appetite goes away. And if you continue eating, most likely you're going to vomit. You get that feeling like vomiting because this hormone has told your brain to tell you to stop eating, but you're insisting to eat. But also satiety is influenced by other factors like the stretch receptors in your stomach. When you put food in your stomach, of course, your stomach is going to stretch, and of course, the brain is going to get a signal and to still tell you that you are full. But the problem with people with leptin resistance, their leptin is not working. So every time you eat, you don't get a signal that you're full. So you're going to continue eating, of course, which causes overeating and more weight. So it's very, very important that you want to fix this hormone. The only way you can fix it is minimizing your sugar, basically fixing your insulin, like what we've talked about, eating a lot of protein, substituting your carbs. Go low carb, eliminate all the sugars, and of course, eat a lot of fiber, and that's how you can basically fix your leptin. Hey, Martha, thanks for coming. I see you. Thanks for coming. And guys, feel free to connect with each other. If you don't have anyone, feel free to become buddies from here. So the third hormone that you guys should fix is called ghrelin. So ghrelin is your hunger hormone. This is the hormone that tells you, please eat something. That's why I'm telling you our body is basically run by hormones. So this hormone, every time you're fasting or every time your stomach is empty, this is the hormone that tells your brain, please tell this person to look for something to eat. He's starving. So it tells the brain, hey, you are starving. Can you eat something? So that's the hormone ghrelin. But what you don't want your ghrelin hormone to be high, because if it's high all the time, it's going to tell you to keep eating all the time. So you want to fix it. But how do you fix it? The only way you can fix it is you have to make sure that you eat foods that are not just going to, transit through your GIT or your gastrointestinal tract. You want to eat foods that take some time in your stomach, in your digestive system, to get absorbed into the bloodstream. And that's the only way you can fix leptin. That's the only way you can fix ghrelin. I don't know why my network is a little bit breaking, but I hope it doesn't disappoint. So you want to eat stuff like protein, which is high feeding. When you eat a lot of protein, you're not going to get hungry very fast, simply because your stomach is not empty. But if you eat something who takes, for example, pizza, or you take chapatis, you eat such kind of stuff, they don't spend some time in your digestive system, so they just go through, which basically means that you will get hungry again very soon. So you want to eat stuff that is so satiating, stuff like a lot of protein, a lot of fiber containing foods. Of course, we've talked about such kind of foods here. You can feel free to go and check out our previous videos, and you find all the foods right there. So you want to eat a lot of fiber containing foods, a lot of protein. You want to emit the sugars and all that. So the moment your brain hormone is fixed, or it is always in the normal range, then you're not going to get hungry all the time. You're basically going to get hungry when you're supposed to get hungry. And of course, some people here, they always don't differentiate between hunger and thirst. Sometimes you're thirsty and you confuse it with hunger, you end up taking food. So it's very, very, very important that sometimes when you feel like you're hungry, take some water. Sometimes it's just thirsty instead of what? Instead of hunger. Yes, Leah is saying thumbs up for the horse. Yeah, they should. So the fourth hormone, guys, that you need to fix is cortisol. So cortisol is basically a stress hormone. So every time your body is under stress, it releases cortisol. So cortisol is a stress hormone that is released by your adrenal glands. So these are glands that are sitting on top of your kidneys. So every time you go under such any kind of stress, so your body is going to release um, cortisol hormone, and of course, cortisol has effects. For example, if, for example, you want to run, it's basically called a fight and flight hormone. If there's something chasing you, or if you're scared, you can either fight the enemy or run out from the enemy. So the hormone that helps you either fight or run is the cortisol. So cortisol is going to go make sure that you have enough glucose that's going to go to your muscle, provide you with energy and all that. But the problem with our body, like I've already said on this channel, is it does not differentiate between stress, whether it is a relationship stress, whether it is work stress, whether it is, stress from anywhere. You tend to treat stress the same way. So when you have a lot of cortisol floating in your blood, you're basically breaking down all, first of all, to make you hungry, you want to eat all the time. There's something called emotional eating. Some of you, every time you're stressed, that's when you want to eat like a thief, right? So cortisol is going also to break down your protein, break down your muscles and all that, to make sure that you have enough glucose that is going to help you fight the enemy. So why do you want so the problem with cortisol is it's going to make you overeat because in the rate of glucose. So when you overeat, of course, if the stressor is not something that you're not going to use all the food that you're eating, all that food is going to be driven into fat storage. So what do you need to do? You need to make sure that you manage your stress. And one way that you can manage your stress is, one, you need to meditate. For example, stuff like meditation has been proven to fix a lot of stress. Sleeping, make sure that you're getting adequate sleep. Adequate sleep not only fix stress, but you fix the other hormones, leptin and ghrelin. So when your other hormones are fixed, which means you're not going to overeat, right? So even when you're stressed, you need to make sure that you learn how to manage your stress, so that the cortisol levels do not go out of hand. Then another way you can fix stress is listening to music. Actually, music has been researched and has been shown that actually listening to soothing music, I don't mean like this chidanda music or this music that's really so high, where the tempo is so high. I'm talking about soothing music. It will also help you fix your cortisol levels, and in turn, of course, you will lose weight because you're not going to overeat and all that. So that's about cortisol. And again, I said, if you have any question, make sure that you ask. Make sure you ask all your questions. I'll be in position to answer all your questions. Then another hormone to fix, guys, the fifth hormone to fix, and something called glucagon, like peptide 1, or we call GLP-1. I told you there's a lot of science in here, but don't worry. Some of these things, you just understand them along the way as you get good on this channel. So glucagon, like peptide, is basically produced in your intestines or in your gut, and it is produced every time, of course, you eat food, especially carbs and all that. But this hormone is important, especially in the reabsorption of sugar. So it's something that's going to help also stabilize your sugars, stuff like insulin and all that. So if your sugars are okay, of course, the insulin is going to be okay, and all that is is fast handled by this hormone glucagon, like peptide 1. So you need to make sure that this hormone is well fixed, and the only way you can fix this hormone is you need to eat a lot of plenty of protein. You need to eat stuff like leafy greens. There's something called probiotics and all that. So if you eat all this stuff, this hormone is going to be fixed. So if you have this hormone fixed, trust me, your sugar will be fixed as well. And the moment your sugar is fixed, Insulin is going to be fixed, and of course, you're not storing more fat. Then another hormone, which I think is our number 6, is a hormone we call cholecystokinin, or we always call it CCK. So if that word is hard for you to pronounce, you just call it CCK. So this hormone is basically produced in your gut as well. So it is also called a satiety hormone as well. So when you eat a lot of fat, especially, it's the hormone that is released in response to fats. So you want to make sure that if you want this hormone to be produced, to make sure that you're full, because we're saying it's also a satiety hormone, you need to be eating food that it works on, that or that that hormone is released in response to. One of them is you must eat healthy fats, and in this channel we've talked about healthy fats. We've talked stuff like avocado oil, stuff like olive oil, and all that, healthy fats, fish, and all that. So every time you eat healthy fats, this hormone is going to be reduced, and we're saying it's a satiety hormone. So you're going to be feeling full. So you're not going to be you're not going to overeat. So you also want to eat enough protein and enough fiber. That's the only way you can fix this hormone. Peace, Lois. What's up? How you doing? Thanks for joining us. I think for the first time. Oh, welcome. I see you. Thanks for coming through. So guys, CCK, that's how you can fix your hormone CCK. Make sure that you eat healthy fats, fiber, and protein, because we said it's a satiety hormone. And as long as you're feeling full, you're not going to overeat, which means you're not going to, gain weight. Here we're talking about how can you lose weight permanently. I mean, we are not saying that go lose weight, then after regain the weight. So we want you that even after getting your results, you should maintain. So the only way you can maintain is to fix these hormones, because we're saying our body is basically run by hormones. So these are the hormones we're talking about, and basically in a nutshell, how you can fix them. We're not going into details because I already said we are not going to make this stream long, right? So that's about CCK, satiety hormone produced in your gut as well. Then the 7th hormone, I think 7th or the 9th or the last one, I don't know. Peptide YY. So peptide YY is also a gut hormone that controls appetite. And this is basically produced by cells in your intestines and colon. So if you have this hormone, and it's basically being produced by, of course, everyone has this, but it's produced by your intestines and your colon, and it is also responsible for controlling your appetite. So this is the hormone. When it is reduced, of course, when it is produced, when you have it in good amounts, your appetite is suppressed. So you basically want this hormone to be there so that your appetite is well controlled. The only way you can make sure that this hormone is there is eating foods that are not just going to run out of your intestines or out of your digestive tract. So you need to eat a lot of low carb foods. You don't need to eat a lot of sugary foods. You also need to eat a lot of protein. So those are things that have effects on your peptide YY. And here we've talked about protein and peptide YY. So if you really interested in doing foods which can really do that, is go and watch my video on the 10 best foods that you can eat for fat loss. And those are the foods that are going to help you optimize these hormones. Who else is here? Joe Vlogs, what's up? Joe Vlogs and Gist, I see you, bro. I see you. Then another hormone that you need to fix is neuropeptide Y, or something we call NPY. So this is a hormone that is produced by your brain cells. And this hormone is basically produced during your fasting or when you're basically hungry. So this hormone is basically and the hormone that controls your appetite as well. So every time you're fasting, this hormone is going to be high. But the problem with it is when this hormone is very high, it's going to make you overeat. So people who are doing intermittent fasting and all that, you don't want to be doing longer fasts, because when you're doing longer fasts, this hormone is going to be high, and when you sit down to break your fast, you're basically going to overeat because your appetite is over the roof. So it's very, very important that um you regulate your fasts. If you're someone who's not used to longer fasts, don't do longer fasts, because when you sit down to eat, you're basically going to compensate for all the time you've not been eating, and that's what this hormone does. So it's also produced, of course, during stress as well. So you make sure that you have your stress fixed, and your fasting fixed. So try as much as you can to avoid longer fasts. What else do we have here? So the only way you can fix this hormone is do not eat a lot of carbs. Do not. Make sure that you're eating enough protein. Do not fast for so long, and make sure that you eat a lot of soluble fiber. Make sure that you eat a lot of soluble fiber. Mm. If you're still here, please let me know. If you're still here, please let me know. And if you haven't given us a thumbs up, please hit that like button right about now. Just smash it. And if you have any question, please drop down your questions here. Drop down your questions. Drop down your questions. Yes, please, you've asked me a question saying, what your thoughts on protein supplements? Thanks for that question. So one thing I always get this question often. Can you gain muscle without taking supplements? The answer is yes. But is there any problem with supplements? That's what I'm going to answer for you, Lois. And thanks so much for asking this question. So the problem with protein, most of us, we tend not to get our RD, or the recommended dietary allowance of protein, from the foods that we eat. And the only way we can meet the recommended dietary allowance is, of course, by taking supplements. And we have a lot of protein supplements on market. So PCOS supplements are not really bad. Supplements are okay, but it depends the manufacturer of these supplements, also the research that has been done on these supplements, because everyone can wake up like today or tomorrow and they decide to do a supplement or manufacture supplement and put it on market. But has this supplement been researched about over the years not to have negative side effects? Because one thing that you should remember is protein, the end products of protein, and this is the reason some people think supplements are not healthy. If you look at the metabolism of protein, the end products of metabolism is always, of course, ammonia, all those nitrogenous wastes and all that. So people believe if you're taking in a lot of protein, you're basically going to have a lot of those waste products in your blood, which might even affect your kidneys in the long run. But should that one stop you from taking a protein supplements? No. But the choice of the protein supplement is the big deal here. I'll talk about stuff like whey protein. Whey protein, it's a supplement that has been researched over the years, and it's a healthy supplement. It's made, of course, out of milk and all that, of course, put under a lot of pressure and all that, and make sure that they remain with protein, they get rid of all the the carbs, the sugars, and all that, and remain with only protein. But even when you're taking protein, you need to make sure that you're not going beyond your dietary allowance. And if you look at stuff like whey protein, of course they'll tell you you need this scoop of this has these grams of protein. And we know that our RDA, especially if you're not working out and all that, you don't need to build muscle. You basically need about 0.8 grams of protein per kg per day. So basically, yes, you can take supplements, but make sure that the choice of your supplement is what has been researched about and it does not have side effects on you. Please, do I answer your question? Yes, I can take whey. You understand? Because I know it has been researched over the years and it's healthy. I can take, for example, let's talk about stuff like creatine. Creatine is not a protein. Creatine is basically a supplement that is that you take, supplement that basically boosts your energy because when you want regeneration of your ATP, especially when you are training, you need the phosphate to be coming. So if you're taking creatine phosphate, then your energy most likely is not going to drain out very, very soon. So creatine is going to, of course, boost your performance in the gym. But like how I've said it, you need to make sure that the supplement you're taking, you're not taking it branded because it's on market. Make sure that you go and look out for studies which talk about this supplement. It has been researched over time and it's healthy. But you can take supplements. For example, probiotics, they're supplements. You can take them out there on the market because they've been researched and they have health benefits. But like how I've told you, everyone can wake up tomorrow and they are manufacturing protein supplements. We don't know what they are putting in there. So a lot of research has to have been done on a protein supplement for you to regard it as healthy. Because here the problem is not the protein, but what else are they putting in there? How is it manufactured? And all that stuff. For example, if you look at whey has different types. You're going to find there's whey hydroxylate, whey isolate, and all that stuff. And also it comes with a price tag. So you're going to find that protein, which is really supplements which are really legit, have been researched about, they are healthy, and the world knows that they are healthy. They come with a price tag. I mean, they are not like quick fixes. But if you find a supplement is very cheap, it's on the market and all that, you need to doubt it. Then when you go on the internet and you look for studies to back this supplement and they are nowhere to be seen, please, I would urge you not to take that supplement. But like how we've said, you can still get enough protein from diet as long as you are willing to look out for these foods. These foods, they are out there everywhere, and you can access them and make sure that you're still taking enough protein. But if you can't, you can still go for protein supplements. I have no problem with that. But like how we've said, all these hormones fix them, you need protein. And if you check out my previous videos, I've talked about whey, studies that have been done on whey, especially food that help you lose weight. There's whey and how it can basically help you lose weight. So of course, satiating and all that. So if you want to take that supplement, please go and grab it. Like how I've said, it comes at a cost because it has been researched and it is a healthier protein supplement. Sylvia, what's up? I see you, NK host. You are here first, but you're coming back again. But thanks for joining in regardless. So guys, the take home point here is all these hormones, they work in unison. So they work together to either increase or decrease your appetite. So if the whole system is impaired, that's basically when you're going to start, gaining weight, getting all these imbalances, end up with a lot of chronic diseases, metabolic syndrome, and all that. But fortunately, you can fix all this by diet and lifestyle changes. That's what we've talked about, right? That's what we've talked about. So the only way you can fix all this is your eating and lifestyle. As simple as that. As simple as that. And then you will have a permanent weight loss fix. We basically do not want fixes here. We want you to get results for the next 40, 50, 60 years. And the only way you can get them is by fixing your hormones. So basically, guys, that's basically it. That's what I wanted to share with you today about these hormones and basically how you can fix them. But I appreciate you, especially the people I started with, that you are still here. I appreciate you so much. So, like I've told you, I do not intend to make this live stream very long, because we have to go and support other people, right? So I want to appreciate you for making it to my live stream, for always coming to my channel. I don't know if you learned something. I presume you do. And guys, you know how we do it every Saturday or Sunday. We always here talking about different topics. And if you still have something that you want me to talk about, maybe in my next live stream or in my video, make sure that you comment down below. Make sure that you leave it as a comment. I will read all the comments, and I'll perhaps do a video, or I'll come here again and do a live stream on that same content that you want me to talk about, or that very topic. But I appreciate you for coming through. I beg to say bye. See my next live stream or video. I'd love.